The Blue Jays win, the Blue Jays win, the Blue Jays win as they pull even with the Baltimore Orioles, earning a split 2-2 in the opening series of the season. If you told me we got a split after seeing the way the pitching went in games 1 and 3, I would be happy with that, even though I did call a 3-1 series win initially. Yeah, I'm walking away pleased here. 3-1 victory for the Blue Jays. They moved to 2-2 on the season. As I said, they get the split with the Baltimore Orioles. We'll do a quick breakdown here on just what happened. So Chris Bassitt got the ball for the Blue Jays, and boy did we need some innings out of him, and that's what we got. So in the top of the first, things started out a little bit rough, the way they have every game this series, has felt like. He gets Cowser to strike out, Rutschman grounds out, so boom, right away, 2 outs, looking good. Ryan O'Hearn then singles, O'Neill singles, and then they're calling it a wild pitch on Chris Bassitt. But this is another one of those ones that all the ex-catchers go crazy over because Heineman's down on one knee, and it's like a sweeper curveball that Bassitt throws in the dirt, and it's just not a good blocking job, so there's definitely at least half the blame falls on the catcher here because it's a blockable ball, plain and simple. Anyways, 1-0 Orioles, top of first. Where have we heard this one before? And you're thinking, great, here we go again. Not only that, but I think Bassitt threw about 20 to 22 pitches in that inning. So yeah, you're like, bullpen's coming out again early. We're down, tough start. But anyways, bottom of 1, we rally right back. Bo Bichette starts off with a walk. Guerrero Jr. and Santander both fly out. Not ideal. Jimenez then doubles. So you got second and third with 2 out with nobody other than George Springer coming up. And I know, the collective exhale. George Springer comes up, hits a single to center. Boom. 2-1 Blue Jays. Great job by Springer. He worked a good count. Ends up getting the ball to drop in there in the outfield and scores 2 ultimately. Will Wagner strikes out after him, but we're not focused on that. Bassitt has a good, clean second inning there. No runs allowed. Saganu tried to turn things around there in the second inning. He was a little bit flustered, you could tell. It was his first outing in a major league game. And even though he is like 35, 36 years old, it's still a big deal coming over to the major leagues for the first time. Second inning, he looked a lot better. Settled in, goes 3 up, 3 down. Bassitt was now dialed in as well. He did let up a single to Cowser the second time through and then a double to O'Hearn. But he was able to get Tyler O'Neill to strike out and then Mullins to fly out. So he preserved it 2-1 through the top of the third, I should say. And then we're going to just spring ahead here to when the next scoring happens. And that will be all the way in the 7th inning as Heineman comes up against Cionel Perez in the bottom of the 7th, takes a second pitch. So the first one was a slider outside, was like a lazy slider. And then he throws a second slider in a row to Heineman, and it's dead center, and Heineman does not miss. He turns on it, launches it to left field into the bullpen, and you've got yourselves a 3-1 lead. And all of a sudden we're feeling a little bit better about things because we're going, okay, yeah. We've only got a couple more innings to get through here. We can use our actual good relievers this time and hold the lead. Then you see Yariel Rodriguez is the one that comes in, and we're like, haven't really seen him in this, high-stress situation in the major leagues. We all know over in Japan he was kind of a setup reliever, and he was very dominant over there, and that's what got him the big contract with the Blue Jays. But still, we haven't seen it yet in the majors. So and the way he looked in the first game, you're just holding your breath a bit. But anyways, he comes in, looks phenomenal. He's hitting like 98 on the gun. He's sliders dropping in there. Nobody's even swinging. Like, he was freezing guys with pitches all over the strike zone, and that's what he needs to do to be effective. He just needs to pound the strike zone. He gets Tyler O'Neill after falling behind 3-0. He throws him a nice fastball, 96, and then gets a sinker to get a flyout. So he really battled back there, and then he didn't really mess around after that. He gets ahead on Mullins, 97-mile-an-hour fastball, throws a splitter in the dirt, and then he gets a single with the 96-mile-an-hour fastball, but he rebounds. Mountcastle, foul ball, strike looking, strike swinging, 1, 2, 3, strike 3, you're out. Then Jackson Holliday comes up. This is where he showed some real composure because he falls behind 1-0 again, makes it 1-1 with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, falls behind 2-1. And this is where you're starting to go, okay, is he dialed in or not? Is he flustered or not? But then he gets a bad swing on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball that was up and out of the zone, and then he drops a sinker. It says sinker, but it was more like a changeup or something because there was quite a significant break to it and a drop in velocity. So he drops a 91-mile-an-hour quote-unquote sinker in that Jackson Holliday swings over the top of, and he gets the strikeout to end the inning. Collective exhale. Top of ninth, we were unable to do anything. Springer got a double, and he looked great today. But then, of course, Wagner strikes out, Roden strikes out, unable to push him across. Jeff Hoffman comes in for his first save as a Blue Jay. Gets Urias to ground out to second base, strikes out Kierstad, and strikes out Gary Sanchez after about a 12-pitch at-bat. It might have even been longer than that. Anyways, he's successful, doesn't allow any base runners, clean inning from a closer for the first time in quite a while, it feels like. And the Blue Jays win 3-1. So I'll pop up the box score real quick here just so you can have a quick look at it and see if I'm missing anything. Bo Bichette 1 for 3, Guerrero 1 for 4. He didn't look great. He had a couple of opportunities there to move runners along or to drive in runs, and he was unable to really do anything. Santander didn't look great either. He worked some counts and things like that, but 2 strikeouts, not what you want to see, especially when he is coming up with runners on base. Andres Gimenez had a good game. No issues with him whatsoever. Still, just going to keep talking about him batting fourth because it seems to be working. The more we kind of chirp these guys, the better they play, it seems. George Springer, 2 for 4. And again, I kind of want to keep crap talking him because it's working. But he drove in the 2 runs with a single, and then he roped a ball to left field that went off the wall for a double. We thought it was out. I think if the roof had been open, like, summer days, it would have been a home run. But anyways, George Springer, I don't want to say it, but he's looking good. Will Wagner, tough day in the office, 2 strikeouts, 0 for 4. Ernie Clement was a defensive sub for him, which is kind of what you want to see. That's probably going to be a common theme this year. Get Wagner's bat in the lineup, and then defensive replacement Ernie Clement when he's not getting the starts. Alan Roden, he's looking all right. He's working some counts. He's not, I wouldn't say he's overpowered, but you're seeing that it's his first go at the major leagues, and these pitchers are a little bit different than what he's used to. I'm expecting, he should turn it around once he gets a couple weeks or a month into the year. Hopefully he can start to kind of adjust to the elevated pitching that he's seeing up at this level. And then Heineman, what can you say? 1 for 3 with a home run. I will take that every single day from any player. So yeah, really, really good work there with the 1 day spelling Kirk to actually come in and produce like that. Fantastic stuff. I wish he would have blocked that ball early in the game that led in the first run, but you know what? He made up for it in a big way. So yeah, props to Heineman. And Miles Straw, just really good defense out in center field. You're not nervous at all when the ball gets hit out to him. He was 0 for 3. But you kind of take that. He's your 9-hitter, and he's out there for his defense. So I think had the game warranted it, you probably would have seen some sort of pinch hitting for him had he come up in a big situation. It just never really came to that. So they were comfortable leaving his glove in the game, and I have no complaints about that. On the pitching side, Chris Bassett, his pitch count got pretty high through 5, and we kind of thought that's when he was going to be done. But he gutted it out, went 106 pitches through 6 innings of 1-run ball. And like I say, the run it's showing up as an earned run, but it really wasn't on him. It was more on the bad block. 7 strikeouts and 6 innings that we desperately needed out of this starting rotation. Brendan Little came in, and he's looking phenomenal to start this year. He's looking outstanding. No complaints whatsoever about Brendan Little. He had a clean inning. Yariel Rodriguez, like I say, he let up a hit. He looked a little bit flustered, but he settles down and gets 2 strikeouts, and his stuff is dominant, especially out of the bullpen, where he can crank it up to 96, 97, 98. I know that Scherzer starting spot is open, but if that's what Yariel is going to look like out of the back of the bullpen, that is a real weapon. And just the fact that he can potentially go over 1 inning, I mean, I don't want to see him shifted back to the starting rotation if that's what he's going to do out of the bullpen. And Jeff Hoffman, like I say, stress-free saves. Gotta love it, right? No complaints. He comes in, looks completely composed, doesn't allow a single runner, strikes out 2, and yeah, just a lockdown closer. Exactly what they're paying for, really. Anyways, those are my takeaways from the game. Really happy with the game. Really happy with the split. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. We'll talk to you guys later, all right? Bye-bye.